Welcome to today's class. I've been asked to maybe provide some classes without props, but if you know me already or if you're getting to know me, it's really hard for me to not use props in class. Um, I totally understand. I used to be like that. I would open a class, and if there was a requirement of props, I wouldn't have them, so I would just have to skip through it. But I would like to say that if you're in this channel, having props will really benefit your practice. And so today I'm still having props, but it's blocks. And come on, if you do some sort of movement, you should have blocks. Everything is so cheap and it's so worth it. And again, it changes your practice. And I'm gonna use a belt, but if you don't have it, you can use a scarf or I don't know, any long piece of fabric. I also do want to say that if you do like my classes and then you're taking the other classes, most of the times I use the myofascial release balls, and they're also super cheap. You can find them online. I always put a link to Yoga Tune Up Fitness. That's where I have mine from. And if you're in the States, they cost like $15. And again, I can't emphasize how useful they can be for your practice. But for today, so we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna do a quick practice with these. Lay on your back with your belt, and we'll just start stretching out our legs. So nothing too formal in terms of alignment. We'll just take about 2 minutes on each leg. So if you want to loop your right foot over the belt, and I always just use this as a way to kind of check my range of motion. So you can do a little bit from side to side. And it's morning for me, so my hamstrings feel a little bit tender. So I'm just gonna straighten and bend a few times. You can also point and flex your ankles a little bit. And then maybe bring your leg out to the side and do a few circles there. You can notice how much is, a passive stretch if I just let myself open completely, or if I hold it halfway and I do a few circles. And since I did a hip class today, not today, this week, this is kind of a big part to strengthen our hips as well. And just bringing it across to the other side for a little bit. When I do these classes, I try to do the things that I really enjoy doing. Great, and then go ahead and step your right foot down. We're gonna do a few Feldenkrais movements. This is called foot push through. So you're gonna keep that leg that you just had on the loop, and you're gonna step it down. Your arms can be out by the side. You're gonna push that right foot down onto the floor like you're trying to get rid of the floor underneath you. And as you do that, it's like you're rolling onto your left side, lifting your right butt cheek, keeping your left butt cheek down, and opening your whole right groin. Exhale, slowly release. And just doing this a few more times. Pressing. This is one of the best mobility drills for SI mobility. So your SI joint, we can talk more about that in future classes. Great, and just doing one more and release. Great, just straighten out that leg, shake out your legs for a moment. Before we go to the other side, we'll just add a bridge pose. So bend your knees, press your feet down onto the floor, lift your pelvis, take an inhale. Great, as you exhale, push the floor away, lift a little bit higher, and release. Great, go ahead and loop your left leg if you're with me. This is just little pieces of advice, but I really like holding my belt long enough that my elbows are comfortable on the floor, so I can just focus on softening my shoulders rather than like being here and being all tensed up on my neck, right? Sometimes doing less can be helpful. Bending and pushing. And maybe doing a few circles. And just for a moment on this side, since after we do this side, we'll have done both. Go ahead and loop both of your feet on the belt, and same thing, wide enough so that your elbows can come down to the floor. Have your feet a little bit wider than hips width, and just take a few breaths. Nothing too intense, but encourage a little bit of tension down with your arms. So pulling your feet down so that you can really anchor that pelvis down to the floor. Like if you have a really high arch on your lower back, which I'm one of those people, I can really feel my lower back kind of flatten onto the mat. And that just feels like a passive way to lengthen my low back. That feels pretty good. Great. Go ahead and release then. Step your left foot down onto the floor. Straighten out the right leg. Foot push through, push your left foot down. Now you get a view on this side if you're peeking at the video, if you don't need a visual cue. So notice that I'm keeping my right side on the mat. I just say this because when I teach this in class, I notice a lot of people doing this. So this is wrong. You don't have, but even though this is a great exercise, but you don't have to do that now. This inspired me to actually turn it into an exercise. Great. And then when you are ready with that, one more bridge. So bending your knees, take an inhale. Learning how to lift on an exhale. So as you exhale, push your feet down like you're trying to get rid of the floor. Drag your heels towards you and lift up. And then stay here for an inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. And release. Great. Go ahead and roll onto your belly. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. I'm gonna stay a little bit lifted just for the microphone. But we're just gonna start with 3 cobras here. So tapping your forehead onto the floor, pressing the tops of your feet onto the floor. Inhale, come to a little cobra. Let's actually change that. Always changing things as I teach. As you exhale, tuck your toes, press back. Child's pose. And we'll just repeat. Lower your chest down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower down, press back, child's pose. And then one more. Cobra. And child's pose. Take 2 breaths in your child's pose. Maybe on the 3rd breath, you grab onto the outer edges of your mat and you press. And you push away from you as you send your hips back. Okay, slowly bringing yourself up. Tuck your toes, lift your knees up, open your knees to a little butterfly, and either hands on the floor or if you can on top of you, and then just lengthening your spine. If you're here, you're just doing like a half lift. If you're here, you're pressing your thighs down and lifting your chest. Take a breath here. As you exhale, close your legs, separate your feet a little bit wider, forward fold, maybe bouncing on your knees a few times. Great, and then rounding yourself all the way up to standing. We're just gonna start right away with balance because you don't need to warm up so much for balance. Once again, bring the belt. You can fold it halfway. Okay, and bring it over you. Okay, just take a moment to stand nice and tall. Feel your feet on the ground. Really try to tear that belt apart. I do want you to have your blocks also at the front of your mat. Let's bring them to their highest setting. We'll use them at some point. Okay, and then start to bring your feet a little bit closer so that we start in the middle. Keep trying to tear that belt apart. Take a nice inhale. Great, as you're ready, take a big step forward with your right foot, and we're gonna go into a warrior 3. So any amount of warrior 3. If you just wanna be here, or if you wanna keep going down, see if you can lower your left hip down. Keep tearing that belt apart and lengthen through your heart. Okay, keep pressing that right foot down onto the floor. Get rid of the floor underneath you. Take one more breath. Great. As you exhale, you're going to bring your blocks a little bit closer and just land in a supported warrior 3. Okay. Keep pushing that right foot down onto the floor. Drop that left hip down. When you're ready, reach your right arm forward. Take an inhale. Lengthen both sides of your body. As you exhale, bend your right elbow and your left knee, round your spine. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Listen carefully. As you exhale, you're going to pull your left knee into your chest. You're going to bend both knees. Try to interlace your fingers in front of your left shin and stand up. Take an inhale. Great. As you exhale, eagle legs, you're going to wrap your left thigh maybe one time or twice. And instead of doing eagle arms, we're just going to push two invisible walls away from us. You're going to face you for a moment. You're going to flex your fingers towards you and really activate the front of your wrists. Or if you want to call it the back of your wrist, but kind of like the front of your wrist. Good. Take one more breath. As you exhale, you're going to send your left foot down, bring both arms over your head, flip your left palm and bend to your right. Face away from you again. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, bring yourself down to center, lower down, hands onto your block, step your left foot back. You're going to pivot the back heel down. You're going to walk your blocks. Actually, don't need them on their highest setting. Second setting if you want. Walk your block towards the inside of your right foot and then just stretch your spine forward. Nice breathing here. Take one more breath. I'm going to be facing away from you on this side. On the second side, I'll face you. You're going to see how far you can lunge down. And if this is the lowest you can lunge, you just stay here and breathe here. If you want to keep going further, maybe you flip your left toes up and come to a one-sided squat. We're just going to breathe here. If you want to add more at some point, you can reach your right arm down and reach your left arm up. For those of you who like to bind, you can go for that variation. Take one more breath. Listen carefully. You're going to be facing the back of your mat. So as you shift your weight to the other side, you're going to lunge with your left foot forward. And as you exhale, you're going to send your left leg straight up and back. Three-legged down dog. You can open up your hip, whatever you feel like doing. Nice breathing. Okay, we're on that left leg just for a second. We're going to step the left foot forward, pivot the back heel down. You're just going to take one breath in your warrior one, palms together or shoulder width apart, up to you. Reach up and back. Exhale, release both hands down, step the left foot back. Modified flow, lower your knees, chest and chin. Inhale to a cobra or upward facing dog, up to you. Exhale, press back. Any transition to downward facing dog. Let's take a breath together. Exhale all the air out. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Maybe stick your tongue out. Great. You're going to walk yourself back and land in your little butterfly squat. And as you land, you're going to have your props towards the back of the mat. Your belt can just be close to you. Little butterfly squat, hands on the floor or hands up by your thighs. If you're doing hands by your thighs, encourage your thighs to push down to create traction along your waistband. Great. As you are ready, this time we're going to forward fold, but with your heels together and toes apart. So as you straighten out your legs, you keep your feet like that, and it's like a little first position for those of you who are familiar with ballet. And you might not be able to straighten your legs completely. It works on a different area of your legs. Maybe we just do a little inhale, half lift bend your knees, and exhale, straighten. Since you know we're going to use the belt, you might as well just grab it as you come up. Straighten out your feet, round up. Okay, take a breath. Fold your belt in half. Bring your arms over you. Try to tear that belt apart. Nice breath, standing tall, enjoying every moment of this movement practice. to receive, to feel, to connect to some parts of your body and disconnect from other parts. Okay, big step forward with your left foot. Slowly meet your warrior three, whatever variation that looks like. You can stop here, you can go way further down. So just noticing what your body needs, where you quiver, where you want to fall, really pressing that left heel down, tearing that belt apart, dropping that right hip down. Take one more breath. Great. As you exhale, release your hands down, walk your blocks higher or walk yourself closer to your blocks. We can take a little break, all good. Drop that right hip down, reach your left arm forward, take an inhale. 3 of these, exhale, pull your left elbow into your right knee, round. Inhale, lengthen. Can you make this more about your core? Exhale, pull and round in. Really press that left heel down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Great. You can release your left hand down onto the block if that helps. It helps me to bend both knees. This is a challenging transition. If you can't transition this way, you're not less. You can just stand up and hold your right knee. Pull your right knee into your chest. I'm gonna face you again. Cross your right thigh over. Arms pressed out. Flex your fingers towards you. Breathe. Inhale. A nice exhale. Take a nice inhale. And exhale. Great. You're going to release this. Step your feet down. Bring both arms over your head. Flip your right palm. Bend to your left. Keep your chest open. If you do need that visual cue, just want to say that if you're like this, or if you're like, I don't know, like this, try to bend less. Try to keep your elbows, they're extensions of your spine. So even if I can only keep my elbow straight till here, it's better than being here and crunching. So length, long, long, long. Bring yourself back to center. Release, forward fold. Step your right foot back. I'm gonna face the front so I'm not facing away from you. Step your right foot back. Breathe. Walk or pivot the back heel down first. Walk yourself inside of your left foot. You can walk that left foot wider and just stretch to the top right corner of your mat. Nice breathing. If you're very hyper, flexy, mobile instead of just sinking, and I think it helps for all of us, really push your feet down onto the floor. Great. Lower all the way down or as far down as you can. Noticing differences. I'm much more flexy bendy on the other side, so on the right leg I can lower my right heel down. On this side I can after a little bit, but I need a little bit of support. So just noticing those differences. We're gonna take a different little transition to the other side. So as you change to the other side, you're gonna stop in a horse stance for a moment, and now we are going to do our eagle arm. So bring your arms out, left elbow under. We're gonna take 3 breaths, reaching our arms up and down. So inhale, lift your elbows up. As you exhale, round, 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 round. Hope I'm not bothering my mic, so sorry if it feels a bit here's weird. Round. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Great. Reach your arms out. Take a breath. Maybe shake out your arms. Shift a little bit of weight from side to side. Stretch out your shoulders, whatever you need. Okay, let's go to the other side. Right elbow under. Inhale, open. I'm going to face side just so that you can try to see this for your spine. Inhale, open your spine, little back bend. Exhale, round your spine like a cat. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Connecting to the sky, all the way to the earth. Release your arms. I'm facing the back side of the mat. You're probably facing the front. I just want it to face you. You're gonna send the right leg up and back. Open up that hip, whatever you feel like doing. Take it out. Warrior one on this side. Step the right foot through, pivot the back heel down. Warrior one. Exhale, release both hands down. Step the right foot back. Traditional flow, lower 2/3 down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Downward facing dog. Great. You're gonna take 3 hops to the front of your mat. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to lower down onto your mat. Okay, we're gonna combine our eagle here. A little bit of core work to wrap up. Keeping these classes short, but if you do want to take a longer class, let me know. And I'm kind of right now recording as requested. So I have a few more hip classes coming up. I wanted to do this kind of no prop class, and we'll see what else gets requested. Right thigh crosses over once or twice. Left elbow comes under. Eagle Garudasana crunches. What I do want to emphasize here is that if you are looking at the video visual cue, when you lengthen, so step your left big toe really far away from the mat, almost like you're straightening your legs. Exhale, pull in. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. If you want to do 5, you can do this at this time when I take a break. Let's go to the other side. Left thigh crosses. Right elbow under. Inhale, lengthen. Away, long, long. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. Long, long, long. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, long, long, long. Exhale, pull in. Great. And 2 more if you took them on the other side. Wrapping up with a nice supported shoulder stand. Use both blocks. Grab one of your blocks. Set it in its lowest setting. And bring your pelvis on top. See how that feels. If one is enough, great. If you want a little bit more height, second block. I really like the 2 blocks. It feels a little bit more supported. And you can stay in this bridge for a moment. Remember that when you bring your feet up, you do have to bring your blocks a little bit higher towards your sacrum. And then you bring one leg up and you bring your other leg up. And we're going to take 10 breaths here. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Letting the soles of your feet receive from up. Most of the time, they're facing down. So, if you get the chance to practice outside, like the soles of your feet are receiving sun. Obviously, if at any point you want to turn this into an active shoulder stand, feel free. Slowly start to bend your knees. Step your feet down. Remove one block. followed by the second one. Let your knees buckle in. If you're ready to complete this practice and you want to wrap up in a Shavasana, maybe just pause the video here, take your time in Shavasana. It's morning for me, so I am going to finish seated up with a fire breath if you want to join me. If you prefer to finish seated, go ahead and bring your knees together, whether you want to roll onto one side or roll forward and back. And I'm going to sit on a block. Okay, so cross-legged, fire breath, exhales come a little bit more forceful from your belly. Inhales take care of their own. Palms facing up or down, up to you. So we'll do 30 exhales, closing your eyes. I know sometimes I'm not very clear in my instructing new things if it's for you, but you can always write in the comments. I do feel like even though these classes might be a little bit slower, when we do use more props and kind of more detailed things, they are a little bit more advanced in a way, because they're classes that invite you to tune into your subtle body. So apologies if I'm not explaining something very well, and if it's not clear, just write in the comments. I'm super happy to respond there. And exhale. We'll begin. Inhale halfway and begin. 3, 2, 1. Blow it all out. Receiving the rest of your day, even if it's getting ready to go to sleep. Exhale, palms come down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, just wrapping yourself in a protective bubble. Why not? Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Can't believe I've turned into one of these people saying this, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.